Hello guys, welcome back to the Free Hammers, and it's all the gear, no idea. I've not done one of these for a little while, but I thought I would do one today because it's been such a long time. We've tried to get some new flashy stuff going on. Paul's been working behind the scenes trying to get some new graphics up for us, so we look a little bit more professional going forward for you guys. Me and Paul have just filmed a fantastic video as well, part of a new series we're doing, part of the Legend, Icon or Hero series. The only catch is we've done it from 1996, you know, from when we was like 10, 11 years old, and we've gone all the way to 2020, but it's over 3 episodes. The first episode will be out tomorrow, where we go from 96 to 2000. It took us a long time, you know. Some of the players that come up is just fantastic, and I really hope you guys enjoy that video tomorrow. Anyway, today's show will build up to the Manchester United game. We'll talk about, you know, some of the news that's going on around the club, you know, stuff about is Lingard worth 20 million, Moyes saying about how Rice is worth 100 million, some about the TalkSport stuff. If you want to come on the show, let me know. I'll put the link in the description a little bit later. But yeah, feel free to come on and have a chat with me, guys. I really, really appreciate you guys coming on. Charlie Dobson says, hi all. And Clarkey says, how do? So yeah, Manchester United tomorrow, guys. You know, they've coming off the back of the 1-1 against AC Milan, where they picked up a couple of injuries. Obviously, it looks like Rashford's injured. It looks like Martial's injured. So it plays into our hands a little bit. I appeared on Hammers Chat Forum last night. The video's not gone out yet. I think it's due to go out a little bit later. And we discussed, you know, with the other West Ham fan channels, which was a really good show, where we discussed the game going forward. You know, we was talking about how that 1-1 draw probably plays into our hands purely because they'll be thinking about that game. You know, the Europa League is one of the things that they can win this year. You know, it guarantees Champions League. So that they might be a bit tired as well. But again, there was good points made that this game may be a game that they'll want to win. They are in good form. At the end of the day, they have come off the back of, in the Premier League, they've come off the back of beating Manchester City. You know, they stopped that winning run. So this is not going to be an easy game. By any stretch of the imagination, it's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is still there, you know, sort of running the midfield for them, who's arguably probably going to end up being player of the season as well. I think Pogba may be injured as well. So that, you know, again, it's a slightly weaker Manchester United team, but let's not take away. They're still a fantastic side. Obviously, the glaring thing, before I go into the comments, guys, do apologise. Before the glaring obvious is obviously that Jesse Lingard won't be there. So it's a player we'll miss his dynamism a bit, which is a shame. But yeah, there's a chance for Bowen to come back in, or even Benrahma to start. So there's a chance. There's a massive, massive chance tomorrow. Let's go into the comments. Andy Miles says, I hope you're well. Look, I am, mate. Yeah, whenever you do want to come, mate, because I know you said I'll come on later. Whenever you do want to come on, just say, I want to come on now. And then I'll put it in the chat. Do you think that West Ham will get Europa League? To be honest, Marcus, mate, I'll be disappointed if we don't. I think at this stage in the season now, obviously we're in the top 4 talk. I don't think we'll get there. We've got a massive, massive chance. And listen, after the Manchester United game, if we were to get even maybe a point out of that game, and we're still in a conversation in 4 or 5 games' time, then I'm going to say I want Champions League. I do want Champions League now. But I think throughout a season, you have to reassess your targets, reassess your goals. And I think if we don't get Europa League, I'll be quite disappointed. And I think Europa League should be a minimum now. I think we'd have to really, really collapse to not get Europa League. And listen, if we get Europa League and, you know, we guaranteed that we start in the group stage, none of this qualifying in Astroguku or anything like this, then it's still a fantastic season. It's just at the moment you're greedy, you know, as a West Ham fan, you're greedy. You want to break that ceiling, get into that Champions League. But yeah, if we do get Europa League, mate, I'll still be very, very happy. James Fawn says, come on, Leeds, do us a favour. We definitely have a chance against Manchester United. We certainly do, mate. We certainly do. You know, it does us a big, big favour that Martial and Rashford are not playing. But you know, Greenwood's still a decent strike. You know, he scored a couple of goals against us, hasn't he? So Peter Singh says, got a bad feeling about this weekend. I hope not, mate. I hope not. I just don't. At no point have we looked like we're going to get turned over massively. Only when we've lost our head in games, and one of those games we lost our head was the Man United game, obviously when the ball went out of play. But I think, yeah, if we keep our heads in, and Dawson Maldini does his bits, then we'll frustrate them. I think we will frustrate them for a long time. It's just whether we'll have that little bit of quality to go on and win the game or even draw the game. Will tell the tale, I think. But after the City game, mate, honest to God, I wouldn't fear anyone in the Premier League now after the City game we played. Arsenal's better, no cap. If we play like we did against City, I think we've got a chance. Yeah, exactly what I just said, mate. After the City game, no fear at all. We have injuries, so you guys have a good chance of a draw. Thank you, Marcus, for joining, mate. Appreciate you coming over. It's just good to have you over. Marcus, your PFP. I don't know what that means. Is it top 7 for Europe? I think maybe, depending on who wins what cups and Champions Leagues and things like that. Maybe 7th. I think there's 6 guarantees you it, and 5th definitely guarantees you it. But yeah, maybe 7th, depending on who wins what cups, I think, mate. City, United, Chelsea, Leicester. So that's your prediction for top 4. Peterson says, thinking of Gonzo from Hammer's Chat, keep your head up, mate. Yeah, definitely. That was a really powerful video from Gonzo the other day. I've not done a reaction video of it, or done a response to it because I don't feel. I don't feel I have to. I don't want to, make a video in response to someone who's going through a bad time. He's a top guy. Done a lot of things for this channel. In terms of having me on their channel and getting me, more subscribers and out to more of you guys. Absolute pleasure to go on there last night and film a video with Ben and Dennis from West Ham Way and obviously Irish Tommy. And that video will be out later. And if you do, ever need me to fill in again for you guys over there, absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. And get well, Gonzo, mate. I'm sure that will be universal in the chat as well, mate. Stick to a 4 at the back with the injuries. Yeah, I suppose so. And Charlie says, would you play 4 or 5? On yesterday's show, I said 5 at the back. But yeah, I think on reflection, when I think about the injuries, maybe 4 and we could have really have a go at it, really give them a good go. There seems to be quite a common question here about the would you play 5 at the back? Listen, there's an argument for both. At 5 at the back against Man City, we were fantastic. 5 at the back against Manchester United at Old Trafford when Ben Johnson was playing left wing back. When he come on, he was really, really good and one of our best players at the time. So there's an argument there that it just gives him a bit of dynamicness. But then you've got that argument if he goes 5 at the back, I'd rather have Ben Rama, but he may play Bowen. And then you've got a lot of sort of people that would do the defensive shift that you don't particularly need with 5 at the back. So it'll be very interesting to see what the lineup is tomorrow, I have to say. How do you explain Dawson's form as being sensational? As mate, highest goal scoring defender in the Premier League this season. And let's not forget, he didn't really get in the team till sort of mid-December, was it? Start of January. He's been in for Player of the Month nominations. He's kept a ridiculous amount of clean sheets. I think at first we all thought, is Ogbonna making him look better? And then we've seen, we've seen that he's helped Diop. He's played with Balbuena and he looked good. He's kept clean sheets on his own. In the Old Trafford game, was it? Where it was Soufal at right centre-back and Cresswell at left centre-back. And he was the main centre-back. He was dominant and leading. Listen, he's a late runner, mate, for Hammer of the Year, without a doubt. And we've all been made to eat humble pie with him. And long may that continue, mate. When he has started doing all these good things, the first name that comparison is Ginge, James Collins. And as I say, long may that continue, mate, because he looks like a top centre-back now for us. Good to see my best mate Frederick's back in the squad tomorrow. Happy days. Yeah, I did a video. I think it comes out next week, mate, about who's the most unluckiest player at West Ham this season. And Fredericks gets a lot of mentions in there because, I think every time Fredericks has played this year, he's looked really, really good. It's just been a little bit unfortunate with injuries and how good Sufal is. Antonio is going to be hard to keep out with Lindelof at the back. Yeah, definitely. Listen, I don't think anyone enjoys playing against Antonio, mate. Even the best centre backs, can be a little bit wobbly against Antonio. Just purely, I think with Antonio, it's the power and the strength, but also the unpredictability. If any of you watched the Man City game, for example, there was a point where he was running down the wing against Kyle Walker, and he did this like weird turn on the ball, but it wasn't your, Zidane perfect technique rainbow wheel or whatever they call it, the Zidane turn. He just sort of stepped away from the ball, and it confused Walker because obviously he's used to the perfect technique being delivered, and because it was such bad technique, he was able to get away because Kyle Walker didn't know what he was doing, because probably Antonio didn't even know what he was doing himself. Ken Hammer, nice to see you, mate. For Benrahma to replace Lingard for me, but 5 understandable. Yeah, I'd like to see Benrahma come in, mate, and give him the chance in that sort of attacking role where Jesse's been playing. Such a shame that Jesse can't play, because I think if Jesse was playing, I'd fancy us even more, because he's just so good and offers us so much. That winning mentality, that drive, always looking. It's a Man United thing, I remember Rio talking about it when he first went to Manchester United. Rio, he said about how he'd play the safe passes and things like that, and then Roy Keane and Giggs pulled him aside and went, "Look, at Man United, we don't play safe passes. We always are going for the one that can lead to a goal." And I think that's what Jesse offers, that run that always was to lead to a goal, that pass that's always looking for that killer. So, yeah, we will definitely miss that tomorrow. So if I just skipped a comment now, do apologise. I'll come back to that one, Isaac, do apologise. I also love how humble Dawson is. Yeah, I agree, mate. It seems like a really, really nice guy and fits the ethos of the team at the moment. Isaac said, strange times, Luke. For the first time in my life, I want Leeds to win a football match. Love the Gonzo. Yeah, love the Gonzo. And yeah, Leeds, funny one, eh? Who do you think would be Hammer of the Year? See, before he got injured, Ogbonna was shoe on for me. First name, and I think he potentially should have won it last year, Ogbonna as well. Obviously, the injury, as other players have been able to come through and shine a light on themselves. And like I said, I think Dawson's in with a massive shout now. Between now and the end of the season, if he carries on the same sort of form, gets another 2, maybe 3 goals. There's still 10 games left. If he could get 3 goals in 10 games purely because of how good we are at set pieces, then I think he's in with a massive shout of being Hammer of the Year. There's honourable mentions. Souček is definitely in with a shout. Sufal potentially as well. Declan Rice goes without saying. There's no point even talking about him because he goes without saying. He's an 8 out of 10 every week. But I think Dawson's given himself a massive shout, guys. I really do. Let me know what you guys think. Who would have thought a couple of years ago that Dawson and Moyes would be so amazing at our club? Mate, that's football, mate. We all get made to eat humble pie, mate. We do. And I, as a West Ham fan, I like getting proven wrong. Especially when I've slated players or slated them or thought, it's not my cup of tea or things like that. If I'm proved wrong, that means that West Ham are doing well, and that's what we want. And at no other time in my lifetime, barring a couple of seasons, have we done any better than this season. So this season has got potential to be a really, really special season. And long may it continue, mate. These players and these managers proving me wrong. Mitchell. Asked a lot of the Ask Luke channel, actually, so he's a good guy, Mitchell. Where do you put this current West Ham against Everton? I feel there might be a rivalry forming in the future. Listen, Mitch, I've always said about Everton, haven't I, that it's a club that West Ham should aspire to. They're always there or thereabouts. They're always flirting with that top 6, and sometimes they've broken into that top 4. I think we're very, very similar with potential-wise, and I think Moyes could get us to where Everton are. And again, I don't want to take away from this season, but next season is very, very important now. It's that, can we keep consistent? You know, the thing that Everton have got is they're consistent. They're consistently in that top 8, that top 7. Yeah, and there's potential of a rivalry growing there. But I've always liked Everton. I'll be honest with you. The only thing I have ever had against Everton is when McCarthy did Dimitri Payet. But yeah, please, yeah, definitely, mate. Antonio is one shot with Pat. You know, Ken, have you seen our legend video that's coming out tomorrow? That is more or less exactly what Paul said, because Paolo One Shot come up in the discussion of players between 96 and 2001. And he said that it was One Chop. Antonio is like One Chop, very, very similar. Do you believe the comments that Lingard wants to sign on a perm is true? It's true, I think. Yeah, apparently X said that as well. Denito X is obviously a fantastic source in the West Ham community. So listen, if Lingard wants to sign, that deal's got to be done within the first week or 2 weeks of the season closing, so that he's there for pre-season. You know, there's none of this drama or anything like that. That it rumbles on and rumbles on and rumbles on. You just want it done. Bosh, Dawson done, Lingard done, and then go and, you know, get Anderson out the door, for example, Yarmolenko's and all them people, and then be looking to get players in as quickly as possible, mate. Mbappe or Haaland? Mbappe, mate. And I really like Haaland as well. Let's not have it as if I pick one, I dislike the other one, because I think both are incredible. You know, both are there to take on the mantle of Ronaldo and Messi when they do go. But Mbappe is absolutely sensational, mate. And it has to be Mbappe. He's won the World Cup at the end of the day. And he scored in that World Cup final as well. So it has to be Mbappe. He's just absolutely ridiculous. You know, the closest to R9, you know, in a long, long time. Ruthless finisher. I hope he comes to the Prem. I think more likely probably go to Real Madrid or somewhere like that. But I really would love to see a player of that level come to the Premier League. I really, really would. The same with Haaland as well. I left an Ask Luke comment on your video. Yeah, I think I got that, mate. If not, just put it in the chat again. What I usually do when asked questions come in, I screenshot them on my phone so that they're ready to be filmed, you know, next week. We have come a long way since last year. Massively, mate. Wherever we finish now, as much as we'd be disappointed if we were to drop down to 8th or 9th, purely on how good the season's been. Listen, we've come a long, long way. We can look at that team and see a team now. I think that's the most important thing. There's a team there now. There's ideas there now. They're all working for each other. There's players for a long, long time haven't been proud to put on that West Ham shirt. You know, it's like they turn up for the money. They came for the money. Where now, you know, across the whole 11, you could say there's players there that are proud to be there and have really bought into the David Moyes mantra. I think the coaching staff would expect nothing less. You know, Nevin, Irvine, Stuart Pearce, Kevin Nolan. You know, they're 100% players, you know, and 100% expected all the time. So I think a lot comes down to that, mate. Even if the Man City game, we have a chance. I'm confident tomorrow. 2-0, Rice and Antonio for me. Yeah, Andy's quite good with his bets. So get on that, boys. I think City will be all over Haaland in the summer as a long-term replacement for Sergio. What about Harry Kane, though? Would they be looking at maybe Harry Kane? You know, if Tottenham don't get Champions League and maybe don't win anything, maybe Harry might think about going there. And listen, whatever you think of Tottenham, whatever you think of Harry Kane, there's no denying whoever bought Harry Kane is buying an absolute world-class striker and arguably the best striker in the Premier League. Do you think bringing foreign players is a bit of a risk? Suchel and Sofel being the expectation of the risk. Every player's a risk, though, mate. To be fair to you, every player's a risk. You know, there's never ever a guarantee that they're going to work out. You know, you only have to look at Chelsea with Shevchenko's and Torres's and players like that, Kepa, you know, and Pepe, for example, with Arsenal. And I think sometimes a price can kill a player as well. You know, if Anderson, for example, if Anderson was bought for 20 million, would we be a little bit more lenient? I'm trying to think. Someone like Hollah, for example. Let's say we bought Hollah for 15, 18 million. Would we be as brutal as we have been? I think sometimes a price tag can kill a player as well. Where with Souček and Coufal, they was bought in reasonable money, 18, 5 million. They've surpassed that, easily surpassed that. And again, that's because the price tag has not killed them. If Coufal would have been bought in as a £35 million right back, for example, mate, would we'd be saying, yeah, he's good, he's decent. Is he a £35 million right back? I don't know. I think he is, but and then Souček, listen, if Souček would have come in for 35 million, 40 million, we'd be going, yeah, okay, yeah, he's added something to the team. But yeah, I think sometimes a price tag can kill a player, mate. Yeah. Player of the season so far. There's too many, mate. I discussed it a little bit earlier. Dawson, Ogbonna, Rice, Souček, Coufal. It goes on and on and on. Even Lingard's given himself a shot now as well, you know. Kane will go PSG with Poch. Oh, that'd be great as well, wouldn't it? That'd be great. I can't see him leaving the Prem though, mate. Be honest with you. I think he's got Alan Shearer's record in his sight. He's not far away from that now either. I think it's about 100 goals, which for a man who scores 20, 25 goals a season, you know, he could get that in 5 years' time. And I think he'll want that as well. Kane, too many injuries for the price. Haaland, you've got for over a decade and sell on value. Yeah, that's a good point, Kent. Good point. Yes, of course, Charlie. If you want to ask a question for the Ask Luke series, please do. What I will ask, though, put it in the comments rather than the chat. So maybe come and put it in the comments of another video so that I don't answer it now, because I like the more questions, the more content I get. You know, sometimes I do run out of questions. So yeah, more the merrier on the questions for that. Oh no, in the league. Oh, in the league. Oh, in the league. Okay. The thing is, and I know you're a Man United fan, Marcus, and I do apologise, but I can't stand it. I cannot stand Bruno Fernandes. But I think he will win it. I think he will win Player of the Year. I suppose the defender for Manchester City, Diaz, has got a massive shout. If you're arguing about impact he's had on Manchester City, you know, there are a few problems at centre back. So I think he's in with a big shout as well. Gundogan's been immense this year as well. Yeah, so it's a mate like Bruno Fernandes, or it's going to be probably Bruno Fernandes or a Manchester City player. Do you scout Simmer against Rangers? He looks very average in my opinion. No, I didn't watch that game, mate. You know, I have seen him a couple of times, and he looked really good and pacey. But yeah, I have sort of read similar things to you, though. The Rangers game, he did look a bit average, but he is still really young, though, mate. He's still really young. Yep, I did put this on Twitter yesterday, mate. Lingard was robbed the Player of the Month, but it's the way it's voted for now, mate. For those of you who don't know, it's voted for by, you know, FIFA players, and obviously they go for what is the best card. You know, and if Gundogan or Bruno Fernandes are the best card that's going to be released, they're obviously not going to vote for Lingard, who's going to be like a 86 rated player, for example, when they can get an 80 rated Gundogan or a 92 rated Bruno Fernandes. So it's all about the way it's voted for at the minute. But yeah, Lingard fully deserved it. But credit, guys, to West Ham. When is the last time that West Ham had 5 months consistently, you know, with a Player of the Month? We've had Ogbonna, we've had Dawson, Lingard, I think, was it Fornals in there or Souček, one of them? But yeah, for the last 5 months, we've had a player in Player of the Month. And obviously, Antonio won Player of the Month back in June as well. So that shows where we've come, you know. every month we've had a player in the Player of the Month nominations. Whether they win it or not, that's a shame. But the fact that they have been in there nominated shows that, we're doing good things. Hi, everyone. Hello, mate. Would you take Basuma? Yeah, I like him. Mate. I think he was one of the players that I said if Declan Rice was to go, I think he would do a decent job for us. Hopefully Declan doesn't go though. Kent Hammond says FIFA Generation Trophy. It certainly is, mate. Most of Fernando's goals are penalties. Dawson has scored more from open play. Yeah, but he's just, what it is, mate. It's just media darling, isn't he? Gary Neville and like his name's mentioned a lot on telly and stuff like that. So that's why he will win it. You know what I mean? Can't believe Moyes never won Manager of the Month. It's a joke. Yep, that's true as well. Again, it's just, is it a thing to keep West Ham low? I don't know. I hate buying into all this conspiracy, but the more and more that you see and the more and more you read, I did that video about Danny Mills in a week, didn't I? About, him saying that, if West Ham win the Champions League, it's not exciting and all this. And it's coincidentally that he says that now when Leeds were in the Champions League, finishing third for his best moments of his career. Nothing said about Leicester being in it. So, yeah, the media wind me up with the West Ham praise at me. It seems like it's done through gritted teeth when they have to praise. Or it's always like West Ham have done well, but I don't think they'll get there. But I don't think they're that good. But I don't think this. But if fans were there, it's always they tarnish the praise. So they'll praise, but it's always they justify it with the negativity. And that's what I don't like about the English media. So Chet was robbed of December Player of the Month. Yeah, mate, most of them were. Most of the times we've been voted for it, they've been robbed. And again, it's because of the way it's been voted for. I miss Noble when he leaves. Yeah, obviously Mark Noble signed a new contract this week. And then, within about 24 hours of that, he announced that it will be his final season. I think we all knew it was coming. I think if fans were there this year, he would have gone this year. I think they've done it. I was asked the question loads of times on videos I've appeared on. They've said, "What do you think will happen with Noble?" And I said, "I'd give him another year purely because he deserves a goodbye. He deserves to be in front of 60,000, cheering his name. Giving him that send off that he deserves because there won't be another one like that. Rice maybe if he stays. I don't think he'll stay forever like Mark." But there won't be another player like that for a long time. And he deserves that goodbye. I want Brighton to go down. I'd rate a couple of their players if they did. Yeah, definitely, mate. Actually, I've got to say this really, really quietly because I work with the guy and I really like the guy. But I wouldn't mind Newcastle going down. If Newcastle went down, we could go and get like players like St. Maxim, Almiron. They've got some decent little players there. Callum Wilson, obviously, as well, another player that if they went down. And if I discussed it last night as well about goalkeepers, because obviously Fabianski signed a new deal, didn't he? And I said, like, if Newcastle were to go down, there's two goalies there that you could look at, Dubravka or Darlow would be great signings for us. So, yeah. It's all a conspiracy. Match of the day very rarely have a good word for us. No, they don't. Since Trevor Brooking left, mate, and that was a long time ago, they've not really had a good word for us. Bear with me, guys. My throat's a bit dry. Andy Miles, thanks for all the comments, guys. What would you make of Mr. Durrant's comment on Philip? Oh, yeah, I did see that. Being better than Rice on Monday. Rice don't start for England. Then the Wolves and say Rice don't know how to pass. Yeah, listen, it's just that I think they've got a real agenda with West Ham at the minute, trying to bait us all the time. Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of responding. I've responded a couple of times with a couple of videos, haven't I? The Moose one, the Jim White one a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously I did the Danny Mills one in the week. There's an agenda there. There is, that it's constantly Phillips is better than Rice. But Rice is better than West Ham and all this, it's all there to bait us, mate. It just does me nothing. What about Noble as coaching staff? Yeah, there's definitely a future there for him, mate, at some point. I think he will take some time away from the game, though. I think he might have a year or two out of the game, maybe do a little bit of punditry and stuff like that, when they have West Ham players on Sky Sports or BT every now and then, you might do a little bit of that. But yeah, he'll be back, and he'll be welcome back as well, mate, with open arms. Kent says, backhanded comments with the caveats to them all the time regarding us from the media. A lot of time, in my opinion. I might just be in the West Ham bubble, not sure. No, I think you're justified, Kent, mate. If Noble is to continue as a coach, how do you think he'll best be utilised? General coaching will be shit. I think he should be coaching the youth, mate. I think that's where he should be starting. I think he should instill that mindset of this is what West Ham means. You know, he's instilled that on a lot of players over the time. You know, to what it means to be a West Ham player, what the fans expect, the mentality, the work rate, the work ethic that is needed to be loved and adored by the West Ham fans. I think if, as a young player, especially if you're a young player and you're a West Ham fan in the academy, say, you know, like a 10, 15-year-old or whatever, and it's Mark Noble talking to you, I imagine you sit there and listen when Mark talks. So, yeah, I would definitely have him in and around the real young kids, instilling that mentality in them, and, you know, and telling them what telling them what he's done wrong in his career, what he's done right in his career. I think he'll be a real asset as a living legend, you know, a living icon of West Ham. Yeah. Anything else, guys? We'll go for a little bit longer. Really appreciate it. Listen, I haven't done one of these for a little while, and obviously it's Mother's Day tomorrow, so I've got to behave myself. My missus won't let me do no live stuff tomorrow because it's got to be a family day, as we all know, lads. Like, I don't think she knows West Ham are playing yet, so I've got to slide that in tomorrow as well. You know, yeah, West Ham are on at 7:15 on Mother's Day. I might say to her, "You have an early night, babe. You have an early night, so I can watch the game." I'm sure a lot of men in the chat will be using that one as well. Yeah, like I say, me and Paul, literally before this show, me and Paul filmed a long 45-minute video about where we'd put categories of players from 1996 to 2001. And then we're going to film another one next week to build like a little series for you guys, which will be really entertaining. I hope you enjoy that. I don't think there's much else to talk about today, guys. Unless you've got some questions. I'll tell you what, let's send any questions in. Go on. Any question you want. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun for the last few minutes. Should Deck take the 16 shirt off? No retires. It's a good question, mate. I think, where did I see that discussed? West Ham Fan TV discussed that last night, didn't they? Yeah, I think it'd be a nice moment, you know. I think it would be symbolic, you know, to a real passing of the torch. Yeah, why not, mate? Why not? Do you think Lee Clayton encourages TalkSport staff to wind this up to unite us? Yeah, mate, I do. I do think TalkSport staff are told that, listen, West Ham fans are quite easy to wind up. They've got a big YouTube community as well. Let's wind them up. And, you know, they know that certain people will call in and have a row with them. Ooh, nice bit of hailstones outside my place. What's the best goal you've seen the score against Manchester United? Dean Ashton, mate. No doubt about it. Dean Ashton's overhead kick at Old Trafford is the best goal I've ever seen a score against Manchester United. That was just absolutely ridiculous. And he held off Rio Ferdinand, you know, over the top of his head. There's a couple, though, you know, there's a couple of honourable mentions. Diarmi scored that right low daisy cutter, didn't he, against them? That was a beautiful goal. Paolo Di Canio is the greatest moment. It's not the greatest goal. Dimitri Payet, obviously, that free kick is just absolutely ridiculous. Cresswell scored a really good free kick against them as well. But if you reverse the question as well, what's the best goal I've seen Manchester United score against us, mate? As I tell you what, that list goes on and on and on and on and on. I've seen, obviously, Beckham scored a ridiculous chip and free kicks. Rooney's halfway line goal. There's so many that's been scored against us as well. Oh, yeah, most important, Carlos Tevez, Kent, yeah. Top three, Lomas header at Upton Park from the edge of the box, Payet's free kick, and Dean Ashton. And, yeah, and as Kent says there, the most important is Carlos Tevez. Right, guys, if you've got any questions, put them in. I'm going to go for about another 5, I think. Yeah, we'll make it a little bit shorter today. We won't go too long. Sorry, I've not had anyone on, but yeah, we will do another one where we have some guests on. Obviously, not many people in today, though, like Irish Tommies, and Jake, and JP, and people like that. But yeah, we have. I won't do no guests today now, unfortunately. But yeah, we will do next time. Any questions, guys? Very, very quickly. Last sort of couple of minutes. And then obviously you can go and enjoy your football and stuff like that. What's your favourite pizza topping? I'm really boring. Ham and mushroom. Farmhouse. That's the one I always pick. A lot of people don't like mushrooms. Whenever I talk about mushrooms in work, they go, ugh. But yeah, ham and mushroom for me, mate. Bit boring. But yeah. Charlie Dobson says he misses Upton Park. I think we all do, mate. I'm actually there next week. I'm on a first aid course, and I don't know whether any of you guys have done the first aid course that they run in Newham. It's is it called Francis House, where it's above, you know, the best Turkish kebab shop, the one where all the West Ham fans used to go. Yeah, so I'm in that area on Thursday, Friday, so that'd be quite emotional being back around there. Might do some little bit of live filming for you again, but yeah, I'll miss it as well, mate. Oh no, I don't like pineapple. Not a big fan of pineapple, and that's pineapple in general as well. I don't like the texture of it. It's a bit weird. Anything else? Sorry, guys. Anything else? As I say, if you're watching this back, or you are watching live now, please, if you've got any questions for Ask Luke series, put them in the comments, not the chat, because the chat I sometimes can miss that. Yeah, put it in the comments. Like you see, I do make a video every day for you guys. Some of the views, you know, are not always amazing, but that's not the reason I make the videos. I do it because I enjoy it. Score tomorrow, 2-2. I think we'll draw 2-2. I think we've got some goals in us. I think we could punish them a little bit with set pieces, as long as we don't do the silly short corners. But I do think they've got the quality to get 2 goals past us as well. I do think we'll frustrate for a long time, though. If you could sign anyone from the championship, who would it be? Mine is Adam Armstrong. Yeah, I think it's between Adam Armstrong and Ivan Toney in it. I think that's quite unanimous on who, you know, are the top players down there. Toney and Adam Armstrong, mate. Yeah, definitely for me as well. Right, I think that is that, guys. I don't think anything else is going to come in. Thank you so much, guys. As I say, enjoy the game tomorrow. I'll be back with a review tomorrow, and mine and Paul's video on the Legends is going to go out tomorrow about 8 o'clock. So please check that out, because that's going to be a really, really good video. And a couple more questions. Going to the bar to watch football. What bar are you going? Where's this secret bar that's open? Come on, you irons. Until next time, guys, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, let's go.